When I was a kid, I had one of these Jack's 5-in-1 plug-and-play Atari clones. I remember it had Pole Position, Miss Pac-Man, Mappy, and Galaga, and apparently it had Xevious. This is the only game I don't remember mine having, but every single listing I checked also had Xevious, so I guess I just didn't play it. But I remember playing Galaga a lot. I remember waking up early and playing Galaga before anybody else was awake. I got to the highest level I had ever been to. The level emblem changed to something I had never seen before. There was such a sense of accomplishment that I paused and waited for somebody to wake up just so I could show it to him. I couldn't have been more than 7 or so at the time. With Galaga, there was actually quite a bit of skill expression. Most of it came in the form of knowledge, remembering patterns of a given wave, understanding how each enemy moves, knowing tricks to maximize your performance. But of course, it's a product of the 80s, so it was still really simple. Growing up, we never really went to any arcades, but there were arcade machines around. They had them at places like the movies, bowling alley, but I'll always remember the arcade machines they had at a pizza place. I would go with my grandpa after we went to the movies. We'd watch a movie and then go get lunch at the pizza place. He would give me some quarters and I would go play a few rounds of the arcade machines. And the pizza place had Galaga. This isn't a video about Galaga, though. You see, recently Steam had its summer sale, and one of the games I picked up was Star of Providence. Star of Providence is a roguelite bullet hell where you play as a spaceship in a tiny vertical space moving from room to room and floor to floor. Like other roguelites, there's a currency that lets you buy things out of the run, but the things you're buying aren't direct upgrades. It's the chance to see new items in your runs, and with shit like laser bombs, you know you're playing the right kind of game. Moment to moment is so fast-paced and engaging. You step into a new room for the first time, and you have half a second to notice the enemies and the room layout. There's such a plethora of enemy types, and once you begin to learn their patterns, you'll suddenly realize it's not the enemies you're fighting, it's also the room. The loop of making split-second decisions, never knowing what might be in the next room, it's so addicting. The number of choices you make mid-run is insane. Weapon types, weapon modifiers, balancing your health upgrades with your healing, with your ammo. Sometimes you'll get an overpowered weapon that's running low on ammo, but you also have low health. Now you have to choose. Do you heal by 1, or do you take 25% more ammo for your weapon? Maybe you're offered a cursed weapon that gives you more health and damage. Cursed weapons don't have any ammo, but they break randomly. Plus, now you're haunted by a spooky eyeball. The choices are meaningful. They impact each run in serious ways that you can feel. The weapons are so varied and unique. Lasers that chain to all the enemies, exploding revolver rounds, swords, railguns, saw blades. I don't even have everything unlocked yet. And that's just the base weapon type. Weapons tend to spawn with 2 or 3 modifiers with ways to add more. The modifiers can make them feel so different. Dumping out a full clip, shotgunning, triple shot that splits on impact, clipping through all the blocks and Pac-Manning back around. The more I play, the more I find myself incorporating the bombs into the strategy. Normal bombs clear the screen of all the bullets, which gives you a chance to breathe. Time bombs lock the enemy down for a moment. Fire bombs damage them. Mirror bombs reflect everything back. But bombs also open shortcuts or secrets between levels. If you use your bombs in combat, you might need them to open a shortcut and not have them. That's a choice. Every single run I've played has had several rooms where I go, holy shit, that's new. New enemies, new weapons, new events. In one run, I unlocked a seal and faced death, and then this happened. I don't even know what this did, but it was fucking awesome. There are so many little mini games or optional events each run that are just as high stakes as the main part. I'm a frequent visitor of roguelikes and roguelites. They're probably my favorite genre, but Star of Providence is my first bullet hell. They always looked too much. Too chaotic, too difficult. But in this game, everything feels earned. Every victory is a result of my planning and execution. Every death a result of my failure to do so. I haven't died once in 10 hours and thought, well, that was bullshit. The controls just feel so tight and responsive, exactly the way you need them to in a game like this. The first run I finished, quote-unquote, was at 6 hours of playtime or so. Now, I know from the video that Dunkey made advertising this game, this isn't the true finish and there's a lot more to go. And there's also something to be said about the overall vibe of the game. There's definitely some lore going on in the background, trial chambers diving deeper and deeper into an ancient facility, runes and seals being lifted. It's all very vague and evocative, which is honestly one of my favorite ways for games that aren't really story-focused to do lore, similar to something like Dead Cells, for example. And all the characters are so charming. There's a cat in the lobby that functions as a shop and will mock you, offer faux advice, and drop little tidbits about the world. Sometimes enemies will show up in the lobby and you can talk to them. They usually say something pretty funny, like wishing they had a jukebox or insulting my carpet choice. The music is also amazing. It starts off so chill in the lobby and first floor. It could be the background music to some cozy farming sim. But as you dive deeper, the music becomes more energetic and aggressive, matching the pace of the game. The music adds so much to that retro classic arcade shooter that it got me thinking back to Galaga. I visited my family in Louisiana recently and we had stopped by an arcade game place called Main Event. You wanna know what the main event was? Angry Birds and Fruit Ninja. There was other stuff there, of course, but it was blowing my mind that in this modern arcade, there were games you could literally just download and play on your phone for free, but they're charging some convoluted system of 150 points where X dollars were equal to Z points. Angry Birds is not an arcade game. Star of Providence is an arcade game. From the pixel style to the 8-bit sound and the vertical display, not to mention the 200 megabyte file size, this game just takes me back to being a small kid and thinking that getting to level 12 of Galaga is the pinnacle achievement of my gaming career. My time with Star of Providence isn't close to being over. A quick glance over the achievements tells me there's plenty of trials, and my memory from the announcement tells me there's a hard mode to unlock. Either way, the game has captivated me in such a way I just had to share a bit about it. It's such a well-crafted game. You can feel the work that was put into it. I got it on sale for $12 with the summer sale, but the game's base price is $15. It seems to be a steal at either price. Some games are just like that. Anyway, I give Star of Providence a I stopped writing this several times to go play it out of 10. See you next time.